When I hear the word Kitzbuehel, I'm thinking about the gnarliest downhill, guys tucking across the side hills, skis flying everywhere, fast, big air, and someday that's what I want to do.
Now, what makes you say, you said gnarly, scary, skis flying everywhere. What makes you as a ski racer go, yeah, that sounds like fun, I want to go do that too?
I want to do all this crazy stuff because I love pushing myself, and I love trying to do something and perfect it. Perfecting things is what I live for. And so when there's something that challenges me, I want to do it all the more.
On last night, you guys walked up to the finish area as a team, took a look around at the stadium. You know, what kind of feelings went through your head at that point where you're looking up at these thousands of these stands with thousands of seats in them, and knowing that that's like 2% of the actual people that will be here to see you race?
Yeah, we cruised up to the finish line. First day we got into town, had our team meeting up there, and it was just kind of an inspirational thing that our coaches wanted to do for us, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, there's all the tents and all the stands, and it's just a big program they set up for us, and having 100,000 people watch you in a ski race, and especially Austrian crazy fans. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait. It's been a long time coming, and it'd be cool to be a part of it.
So you took a look at the hill twice. You had an inspection yesterday and then another inspection this morning. When you went down for the first time, just looking at the slope and looking at what you had to go through, what did you look for, and what were you thinking?
Of course, had 2 looks at it before I actually ran it. Watched video a few times, and I mean, I was just looking for little subtleties in terrain where I might get bumped and where I need to be really up over my skis, and places where I think I can take a different line than other guys to make up time on them. And so it's just, there's a lot of subtleties you don't see on TV that we have to know and we have to focus in on so we're fast.
Cool. And then this morning you're going over to go up to the start house, and you're standing in the gondola shack over there, and you've got, you know, Stenmark and Ralphs and Meyer and, you know, all these just incredibly famous ski racers' names floating by you. Do you remember what gondola you got on first?
I do. I got into Michael Wilkoffer's, and actually the one right behind me was Bodie's, and a couple up ahead of me was Darren's. So it's pretty neat. I mean, it's a pretty high honor to have your name there, and to get the Kitz trophy. I mean, that's got to be something special. So it's something I want to do in the future. I need to get my experience and pay my dues, and someday hopefully it'll happen.
Now, speaking of experience and paying your dues, you had your first trip down the Streif today. I don't know, walk me through the course. What was it like for you, just first being up in the start shack and looking down that thing, and all you can see is to the top of the Mausfalle and nothing else?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool feeling stepping into the starting gate. When you walk into the start house, the whole start house inside is white. And so it's kind of a surreal feeling, and then you come out of the start house and get in the starting gate, and you can see 3 gates, 2 turns, and the one that launches you off the Mausfalle. And watching the guys go in front of you, it's crazy, because you don't know if they're flying 100 meters or how far they're going. You just see them disappear, and that's it. And it's a pretty intimidating feeling because it's steep up there and big air, and you just have to put that in the back of your mind and know your abilities are good enough to get you down with no issues, and just go for it.
Now, after the Hausberg jump, there's a really, really hard right boot turn you got to take across a traverse that's just kind of wanting to stuff you down into the A-net. And I think today you got a pretty good close introduction to the A-net without giving it a kiss. What was that like?
Yeah, I came into the traverse and I kind of caught an edge right as I was coming off, and there's a jump as you're coming into it. And I ended up landing on my back and had to pull myself back up as I was headed for the fence, and I was down in really soft, bumpy snow because it had been snowing the past few days, and at that point it was all about staying out of the fence and just having a good recovery. But pulled it off and lived to see another day.
You make it down in the finish and you look back up at the hill and you're like, you finished, you did it. Your first trip down, and no pain, no badness, but it actually wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be. You know, what do you think about making it through the finish your first time?
It was a good feeling. I mean, Kitzbuehel is one of those races where you're definitely happier at the finish line than you are at the start, because just the anticipation, and you know it's ahead and how dangerous it really is. And it's a cool feeling to cross that finish line and look back up. Hopefully I can do it in the race day with a good result.